A no commentary version of this run can be found in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Hello everyone. This is Resident Evil, Chris, 100%/best ending.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Look, Chris!
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Hey! Come here!
Joseph!
No! Don't go! Jill, run for that house!
There are only 3 S.T.A.R.S members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Biohazard.
I don't know what happened.
Barry! Where's Barry?
Well, I'm sorry, but he's probably...
No. What is that?
I'll go and check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall in case of an emergency.
Chris, take care.
Alright, so from here we're going to head straight to the door that leads to the tea room. And encounter the first zombie. Here we can just exit back to the dining room. And back to the main hall.
Wesker? Jill? What happened to Jill and Wesker?
It's Jill's gun. So Chris's route is a little different from Jill's route. So first we're going to pick up Jill's handgun and head straight for the second floor of the dining room. Chris has a smaller inventory. He does not have access to the lockpick, so he has to use small keys. And his hitbox is wider, in addition to being able to tank more damage or take more damage. So first, we're gonna take out this first zombie. In the way of the statue. And since the other one got a little too close, we went ahead and took that out. Alright, we're going to push the statue a total of 7 times, and then over the ledge. Alright, here we're going to encounter some zombies around this staircase. There's 3 in Chris's campaign and 2 in Jill's campaign. So we can dodge around them. We didn't have the ammunition to do that, and we'll head into the western storeroom.
Whoa! What is it?
What? Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You must be from the Bravo team.
Yes, I'm Rebecca Chambers. I'm a newcomer. I just joined the S.T.A.R.S Bravo team last month. Well, I'm really sorry. Are you all right?
Yes. I'm Chris Redfield from the Alpha team. Are you the only person here from the Bravo team?
Well, because the helicopter made a forced landing, I just ran into this house anyway, but I
see. There's nothing else you could have done anyway. It's good you're here.
Yes, sir. But it's strange. I serviced the helicopter recently, but something went wrong with the engine. It was such a short flight.
So after meeting Rebecca, we will grab the sword key on the bed there. Gonna drop the knife for the moment and the first aid spray and pick up a couple of clips of handgun bullets.
Well, what should I do now? If you go out to search for the other members, how about letting me come with you?
It's
Say
pretty
no.
dangerous outside. Let me take care of it.
I understand. For now, I'll wait here, since there are a lot of chemicals in this room and they might be useful. the chemicals.
So there's going to be a couple of live choices we're going to need to make. Okay. To dodge these, hug the inside wall and then the outside wall. So a couple of choices we'll need to make. We chose no there, which will make some of the cutscenes a little bit different going forward with Rebecca. We'll see later on. As you can see, some of these zombies tank quite a lot of bullets. That one's not dead though. Trying to see if I could get it to stand back up again, but it did not, so we will have to interact with that guy. Got a little unlucky with the movement of the zombies. We have to take this guy out one time. We're doing this for safety. There we are, because we'll have to go through this room a couple times. Alright, we're going to use the sword key on the bar here. I'm going to swing around to the back, move the shelf out of the way to get the music score, and we'll use the music score on the piano. Now, Chris unfortunately can't read music, so he's going to need some help.
It's me, Chris.
Is that you, Rebecca?
Ah, it's the Moonlight Sonata.
Can you play? Wait, what is that?
My interpretation is off a little. Chris, may I practice for a while?
Big yes.
See? Just relax and play.
All right.
So essentially, we need to let Rebecca practice to be able to play the song correctly. So, got caught by the zombie there, accidentally. Still there, by the way. This one was able to take less bullets. It's the corpse of our comrade, Kenneth Sullivan. He has 2 clips of handgun bullets on him. So we're going to grab those. And head towards the main hall and make our way toward the east side of the mansion. Use the sword key on the door here. And here we're just going to run straight through. That's for the armor key. So in here we can drain the bathtub. And get a small key. Chris has to use small keys to unlock desk drawers, while Jill can just use the lockpick. So it's an extra step for Chris. Now we're going to head towards the eastern storeroom, which is a save room, but it also houses the chemical, an item we're going to need to get the armor key. So pick up the chemical here. You put away the small key for the moment. As you can see, our inventory is quite smaller than Jill's by 2 spaces, and I'm just contemplating if I want to put the sword key away at the moment. Should be one more door that we can use the sword key on, but we're just deciding if I want to put that away. This hallway could be a little rough, but we were able to get around the zombie there, which is very, very nice. Here I'm just deciding to take out this particular zombie, because we're going to go through this hallway at least one more time before we leave the mansion. And just using the auto aim to confirm that that zombie is down. There we can run around that zombie before it aggroes. And this zombie is very tough to dodge. So it's sometimes advantageous just to go ahead and take him out. Again, checking with auto aim. We're more often than not going to take out zombies in hallways and in rooms we're going to be able to traverse a couple of times. Rebecca is going to be finished practicing. If you make your way from the bar all the way to the main hall and then go back again, she will be finished and ready to play the song. But we went and got a key item, the chemical, on the other side. So we're grabbing the blue gem and the wooden emblem, and we need to have one inventory space free. So we're going to head back to the bar, and Rebecca is ready to show us the Moonlight Sonata.
Chris! Chris! You like it?
was great.
What is that?
So playing the song correctly allows us access to this secret room. We're going to take the gold emblem out of the statue and replace it with the wooden emblem to allow us to get back out. So with that finished, we're going to head back to the dining room and put the golden emblem in the place of the wooden emblem above the fireplace. It'll give us an access to another key in a moment. We're going to check that. And use the final use of the sword key so we can remove that from our inventory. And we're going to go into the tiger statue room and use the blue jewel on the statue. Which will subsequently give us the first of 4 crests, the Wind Crest. First of 4 key items we need to leave the mansion. Be very careful here, you can get sort of stun locked by constant grabs from the zombies, so I went out the room and back in to reset the position of the zombies themselves. It's a very helpful thing to do. When you exit and re-enter a room, the zombies go back to their original spawn points or starting locations in the room themselves. They also de-aggro, so it's very helpful in case you get stuck. So remembering that in this room here, there are some handgun bullets on the bed there, which in this instance came in very handy. As you see, the zombies can be prone to tanking a lot of handgun bullets. Alright, pool of blood as well as the checking of the auto aim indicates that they are no longer alive, so we can proceed. We use the chemical on the pump. And this will disable the IV plant monster and allow us to get behind there to get the armor key. While we're in the green room, use a green herb or 2 to get us back up to full health. Right, the second key we got, the armor key, allows us to get in more rooms in the mansion itself. So we're going to use the first use of the armor key here. So I'm going to swing around wide and then the inside, just the reverse of the series of dodges we did before. here. We're going to retrieve that small key. Now we're going to be picking up, remember, inside and then outside. And use the armor key on this room. Use the small key on this desk drawer to get some shotgun shells. And we are going to pick up a clip of handgun bullets and the broken shotgun. Having the broken shotgun allows us to get the regular shotgun, which will come very handy for Chris. It's much more ammo efficient to use the shotgun on the zombies. It can take one shotgun shell to the head versus multiple handgun bullets. So again, much more ammo efficient to use the shotgun on them. Do a second use of the armor key. Here we're going to head upstairs. Remembering that I recalled a small key on this shelf, but we don't have the inventory for it. So using the auto aim, you tell it that zombie is still alive. Okay. And now we have one inventory slot free, which is very helpful. Another use of the armor key, and a subsequent use of the armor key. Here, just go ahead and grab that small key. Gonna make a slight detour. We're gonna go into this room that we unlocked with the armor key. Swing around here, take out this enemy. Perfect. As you can see, it took quite a lot of ammo. We're going to use the small key on this desk drawer to get some more shotgun shells. Contemplating on whether to take this clip of handgun bullets. I do indeed decide to take it. And in this instance, we are going to make our way around here. Be careful, because the dogs are in here as well. Use the armor key on there. And then we have one more use of the armor key as well. Alright. Head into the trap room, into the lounge. Here I wanted to use some handgun bullets just to make some space in our inventory. But here that zombie was down to 1 HP, and I ended up getting grabbed from them. So a little unlucky with the amount of bullets and the amount of times the zombie went down, but again, Chris can tank a little bit more, so that's okay. So again, now that I have one inventory space free, we can take the shotgun proper, and we have to put the broken shotgun in its place in order to have the shotgun. There's no Jill sandwich cutscene, no one's going to come save us in Chris's campaign, so we have to replace the shotgun with the broken shotgun in order to take it. Alright. So with the shotgun, again, this is a better use and much more manageable weapon to use against zombies. And the last use of the armor key right here. Go ahead and discard it. Much more effective against the zombies. Again, one shell for a headshot versus quite a number of handgun bullets. So making a small detour, you can find the lighter. And some more shotgun shells. Which will come in handy for Chris. Alright, so now that we're in a much better position in terms of our munitions, we are going to start the Richard section. Meet him here. As we can see, Richard was bitten and didn't make it. There's an alternate cutscene where you first meet Rebecca. If you don't go straight to the bar, you can end up meeting her with Richard. So from here, we're going to pick up the shield key Now the shield key gives us access to one door only, which is a door behind the Richard hallway, which leads to a mini-boss of sorts, Jan. But in the room with Jan, there is another key item we need, one of the 4 crests that will allow us access to leave the mansion. So we need to go retrieve it. So use the shield key, go ahead and discard that. So this can be a little tricky to circumvent Jan. What we're going to do here, a little bit of a speedrun strat. You're going to hold down and left for 1 step, then hold up and right, and run around our Jan friend. Dodging him, go into the corral. Easy with your movement. We're going to pick up the moon crest, and then immediately make our way out of here. Try not to bump into anything if you can. And so long as you don't bump into anything or get lodged on any of the hitboxes, you should be more than likely to be able to make it out like we did. Even though we bonked, we got a little lucky. So that's kind of known as yawn skip. Alright. In the armor room, we unlocked with the armor key. We're going to push these statues over the vents. We need to cover the vents with the statues. And then we're going to press the button in the middle. In doing so, with the vents covered, we can open the chest in the back. If the vents aren't covered, poisonous gas will be released into the room. But here, we get the 3rd of 4 crests, the Sun Crest. And we're 1 crest away from being able to get out of here. But our inventory is a little full up. So we're going to go to the save room here, the east storeroom. And we're going to head and drop off the handgun. And we're going to head to the gallery in order to get the final crest we need to leave the mansion. Here we're going to have to click on a series of buttons under paintings. We have to click on them in order from youngest to oldest. So here, a newborn baby. An infant. A lively boy. A young man. A tired, middle-aged man. A bald-looking old man. And finally, people mourning for the dead. Doing so in order and hitting the button under the final painting will give us the Sun Crest, and we have the 4 crests we need to leave. If you push the buttons in the wrong order, the crows will attack you. You can just exit the room and re-enter to have another go at the puzzle. Here is trying to be a little extra fancy and save a shotgun shell, but don't be like me. You have enough shells at this point if you've been following, so go ahead and just use a shotgun shell on them. So here we're just going to go ahead and put the Crest in the wall here. You can go ahead and take out the dog for safety purposes. Again, you don't have to be too risky like I am. I got lucky. The dog did not bite me, but you can go ahead and take the dog out. Alright, so now that we have access to the shed, we're going to head and push this step ladder against the wall to reach the crank. We need the crank in order to continue further into the courtyard section. In here we have 3 dogs. You have to be careful of that. It's 2 dogs in Jill's campaign and 3 in Chris's. Had a little interesting hitbox magic. Couldn't exactly find the hitbox for the door, so I ended up getting bit. But again, you can use your shotgun on these guys. Use the crank on to open the sleuth to lower the water so we can get across. Alright, we're going to encounter snakes here. Just go ahead and run in this section. Head straight for the lift. And you're good to go. Here we're going to have some more dogs to deal with in this lower courtyard section. Again, you can be careful. There's 3 dogs here from Chris's campaign as well as 2 in Jill's. And we have 3 more dogs in this hallway as well here. So interesting to note that walking around the dogs gives us somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 75 to 80% chance that they will not aggro to us while we're walking around them, so long as you don't bump into them. Now, it's not completely guaranteed, but it does give us a chance to move around them without disturbing them. Again, it's not 100% accurate, but if you're running low on munitions as well as health, it can be a lifesaver. So we're going to move this statue down this hallway here, and we're going to use it to find the hitbox there. There we go. Cover this hole here. Just trying to be, there we go. Cover most of the hole as we can. This prevents the tentacle from Plant 42 from striking us and damaging us. Alright, so in the save room here in the guardhouse, have some handgun bullets, as well as a first aid spray. Put the handgun bullets away. Here we're going to go into the first door here. We're going to encounter 2 zombies in this room. Using the shotgun is very helpful, especially in closed quarters. First key item we need to take is the red book. Again, I got a little too greedy. And we're in caution, so go ahead and use that first aid spray. Take out those zombies. Go into the bathroom here. We're going to drain the water. And we get another key item, the control room key. Here I went back to double check the item box and drop off the crank, which I forgot to do on the first use of the item box, because space is very tight again for Chris, so you need to be very strategic. So from here, we are going to go into this junction area, and we're going to be picking up a key here underneath the beehive on the table there. We'll go ahead and pick up the key, and then immediately go back out the same door we came in. Doing so will not have you deal with the bees. And we'll go down here and use the key we just picked up. Go ahead and discard it. I'm going to push these two bookshelves out of the way to gain access to the ladder, so we can go to the basement. So here we need to push a series of 3 boxes in order to make a bridge for us to cross over to. So the first 2 are all the way down this hallway and right there, and the third and final box is right down there. So you need to push it forward a little bit. So we can push it up the adjoining wall, and then push it all the way down. Alright, putting the third one in place now allows us to be able to cross and enter the aqua ring. Here we're going to encounter some swimming sharks. So we're going to take a wide berth around this corner. The hitbox for the wall is deceptively wide. We're going to head straight for the door on the left-hand side. That's the control room. Go ahead and discard the key after that. And there's no cutscene like in Jill, so be mindful of that. Here we're going to drain the water. And don't forget to press the button to unlock the door next door. Alright, we need to pick up a key item here. There's a key right there. And while we're in here, we're going to pick up a 14 shotgun shells, which will come in very handy. And after draining the water here, we're going to run into the very rare land shark, glow shark, spy shark. going to make our way around to the next boss. It's going to be Plant 42. So we head back to that sort of junction area. And we're going to use the key that we just picked up on this door. Can discard that. Take the white book out. Gives us the V-Jolt report. And now we're going to use the red book, which we picked up quite a while back. It gives us access to the Plant 42 room. Alright, so here in the Plant 42 boss fight, with the use of the shotgun, what we're going to try to do is kind of hit and move. So we're going to run around, fire, and then move. Fire and move. You notice the sort of white specks that are dropping from the ceiling. If you stand in place for too long, you're going to get hit by falling debris. So it's best to, again, just fire and move, fire and move. That way you can, again, circumvent the tentacles as well as the debris. Alright, so we're about through phase 1 of the fight. On to phase 2. Less tentacles, but Plant 42 can be sometimes a little bit more aggressive. Got a little unlucky with some of the debris falling from the ceiling. So again, stick and move, stick and move. And that is Plant 42. Don't forget to pick up the shield, the helmet key from the fireplace. Now, Rebecca does not come and help us because in the beginning we said no to her coming along with us. And we have meet an old friend.
Wesker!
Chris, you're alive.
My words exactly. Where's Jill? Aren't you with Jill?
I'm sorry. We were attacked by a strange monster. I lost track of her while we were scouting around. I hope she's okay.
I see. Well, it's not your fault. This place is crazy. If we stay here, all of us will end up dead. What should we do, Wesker?
We have to complete this mission. Whether we escape or stay and look for Jill, we don't have many bullets left, and we can't even protect ourselves. We are still in trouble. Chris, there are a lot of locked rooms in that house. Check them out one more time. There must be a place to hide safely. I'll look around the house a little more.
Okay.
Let's get going.
And we see Wesker was shooting at some bees. Now, the fight with Plan 42 can go different. Had you said yes to allowing Rebecca to come with you, that would have allowed her to help us defeat that. Playing as Rebecca, you can help make the V-Jolt formula and poison the roots and make that fight, essentially cut it in half, one phase instead of two. But here we decided to just use the shotgun and stick and move. So I went to the save room and picked up a first aid spray. And so long as you leave the guardhouse with the helmet key, that's really all you need. That's the important part as we return to the mansion. I picked up a green herb just to top off our health there, because we got hit by some debris during the Plant 42 fight. So in the lower courtyard, again, there were some free dogs that we did take out, so be careful of them. With these snakes, again, just run for the ladder there and you should be fine. In this playthrough, we left the dogs alive, so we still have 3 dogs to contend with in this room here. Okay, we made it to the shed. Again, you can absolutely take those dogs out for safety. Upon returning to the mansion, we are going to be introduced to a new enemy, and this is going to be the Hunters.
What? It must be a S.T.A.R.S radio. It's a little bit broken, but it might still be usable. I'll take it with me.
And they're going to be a very tanky, very agile, very dangerous enemy, so just be very careful. Here, the first use of the helmet key right there to unlock the study.
What are they? Monsters?
Rebecca!
She's still in the house?
Give that little cutscene. Remember to turn the light on for the desk lamp. Alright, we have the first of 2 key items we need to get into the lab. That's the first Doom book. And if you're quick, you can make it to this door. There's a hunter in here, so be very careful. Now, the hunters can take about 3 shotgun shells if you're lucky and you can get a crit. Or in this case, 4 shotgun shells. 3 to 4 should be on average. Here we notice we get a note from Wesker saying he restocked the eastern storeroom. So we get some shotgun shells as well as an additional first aid spray. We're going to go ahead and drop off the Doom book, so we don't need that now. We can use that later. And we're going to keep a first aid spray in our inventory, because we're going to be coming up to another boss fight here, Yan 2, which we have to defeat, unlike the first time. There's a little trick you can do, because we were able to sneak up behind him, we were able to run past it, and use the helmet key a second time. Hunters swipe with their left claw, so you can potentially run around the swipe. You have to be very quick about it. Investigating piano comes up to the Yawn fight. Here we're going to just try to DPS him and hit him with shotgun shells. So we hit him with 6 shotgun shells. We shot an extra one, but 6 ought to do it, since we probably got a crit or 2. And luckily Yon only hit us with 1 bite, so that's not too bad. We'll go down the hole here. And we'll go down this ladder to the basement. That's a pretty consistent dodge if you hug the wall on Chris's right and run as soon as you gain control. You can dodge around that zombie, so if you're unsure, go ahead and take him out with a shotgun. 1 shell to the dome, and you're good to go. Here, we have a landmine zombie. Chris's hitbox is significantly bigger than Jill's, so you're more often than not going to get bit if you try to dodge around that, so go ahead and just take him out. If you get lucky, you can get 1 shotgun shell critical hit, but unfortunately we got 2. So we're going to go into the elevator here up to the 2nd floor. We're going to take out this zombie here. And we're going to go into the closet. Where we have 14 more shotgun shells. As well as another key item, the battery. The battery is going to be used in the lower courtyard to allow us access to the cave section, the next section we'll be headed towards. So because this is 100%, we need to go into the library here, and we need to retrieve the first of 3 Mo discs. Now we need 3 Mo discs in order to save the other playable character, in this case Jill, who is imprisoned in the laboratory section. So we need to move this statue into the corner here on the pressure plate, and doing so allows us access to the first Mo disc. And that's really all we need here, so we can go ahead and exit out of the library. We're going to use the elevator and head back down to the kitchen. Where we are going to see another infamous cutscene. So be careful of this one. This guy can be a little bit of a turbo zombie, as well as can be very tanky. So in this instance, we're just gonna swing around him and head up the stairs and not have to deal with him. So as we come up to the 1st floor, we're gonna find that the mansion has now been populated with some not lickers, this is an RE2, with some hunters. So be very careful in these rooms here. So I ended up getting swiped there. But we have to save Rebecca. Go ahead and just keep running because that hunter is too busy screaming. We're going to find her outside the storeroom here.
Rebecca!
So here we're just going to take out this hunter. See, again, they could be dangerous with a leap attack as well as a kind of a double hit, which is not fun.
Rebecca!
Chris!
Thank God you're safe.
I'm sorry that you were worried about me.
We are in great danger. We must organize a search for the others and get the hell out of here. Understood?
Yes, sir!
Okay, I'll go first. Proceed with your own judgment. All right? Can you do it?
Yes, I can!
Good luck.
So we saved Rebecca here in the mansion. This is imperative for the 100% / best ending. It could be a little challenging to fight the hunters. Again, when they're got both feet on the ground, they can be hit with a shotgun shell. If you knock them down and get back up, just wait just about a half moment for them to get set. Hopefully they don't jump or run at you, but yeah, that's when you can, because they have weird invulnerability frames. So hit them, wait for them to stand up, hit them, wait for them to stand up, hit them. So we put the Mo disc into there, into the box. We got a little bit unlucky with the hunter, with that jump and that sort of double hit. We did it again. Again, a little unlucky. We're going to use the final use of the helmet key there, and we can go ahead and discard it. We can go into the hunting / taxidermy room. And here we got some more shotgun shells. This is a totally optional room. There are Magnum rounds if you'd like. We're going to head and take that. And in here, since we're on this side, turn off the light, and we can grab the red jewel out of the deer statue. The red jewel will give us access to a very powerful weapon. In order to use that, we need to go back to the tiger statue room. And here, in the interest of space, you can grab the crank early here. We will definitely need the crank when leaving the mansion, but I decided to grab it now. So here I just decided to exit and re-enter to reset the room. Make it a little easier to get out of there. Make our way into the tiger statue room and use the red jewel. To give us the Magnum. Very, very powerful gun to have and is very useful. Especially things like against the hunters, against bosses, against chimeras upcoming. Very, very handy. So again, we got a lucky dodge coming out of that room. Again, you saw he swipes with his left hand, so I was able to kind of circle to his right hand side, which is definitely the dodge we want to do if you want to dodge around hunters. So I chose to go the upper route. You can choose the lower hallways, but this hallway found I got a little bit more room to move around in these hallways. So again, around the right side and straight for the door. Around that I ended up, because I bonked on the wall there, I got caught up. Again, just double checking that I have the crank with me, which I do. Around the right side. And we're going to have another hunter out here in this hallway. Since I stayed to its left, I got swiped. Again, if you want to try to use that dodge, go to the hunter's right-hand side. So here, run past the dogs. We need to go to the lower part of the courtyard. Just ensure that you have the battery and the crank with you when you leave the mansion. Remember, battery and crank. So keep running, don't stop, and you will make it past these snakes. Okay. Take a run straight for the slot, put the battery in, and go into the lift. Now that we have the second lift working, we need to use the crank on the sleuth, stop the water, so that we can go into the caves. So got a little unlucky with the dog there. Again, since that's a room that you will be traversing a couple times, feel free to take those guys out. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright. With the sleuth closed, we can now gain access to a ladder to go to the caves. Okay. Got bit one more time. Thank you, imaginary walls. And we're going to make a break straight for the ladder. Here we're going to go into the door on the left-hand side to Chris's right. And then the door at the top, again. Here, we can grab a first aid spray, since we took some damage, which we used to top off our gear, and some more shotgun shells. We need one inventory space free, because we will be picking up another key item. But first, we're going to meet a teammate.
Enrico!
Don't come any closer, Chris.
Wait, what happened?
Double crosser!
Don't! Hell.
Umbrella.
Who is it? Is someone there? Double crosser? What did he mean by that?
Now we have to be careful. We have to pick up the hexagonal or the hex crank. There's some extra handgun bullets if you need it. But we will have some hunters join us that will impede us. So if you're lucky enough, you can just grab the crank and leave straight away. There's going to be another hunter in this room. And then another hunter here. I'm going to choose to dodge and just hug the wall there and go straight around him. It's a pretty consistent dodge right there. And head straight for the door. So here we're going to use the new crank that we got, the hexagonal crank. If you're ever unsure, you can go ahead and check the crank. And the first one we got was square. And the new one we got is hexagonal. So pretty much all the cranks in here will need the new hexagonal crank. Let's use that here to spin the wall in order for us to cross over. So here, we need to get close to the boulder, do the Indiana Jones sequence. Since our inventory is full, we need to make a slight detour. We do need to pick up that flamethrower in order to progress, but we are full up. So again, be mindful of that hunter. Here we have another boss, Black Tiger, which is a large spider. Here, you don't really need to fight him. All you really need to do is basically destroy the spider webs here. So what you can do is a trick here and let Black Tiger destroy it. Stand in front of the door as it rears back. Let it destroy the spider webs. And wash, rinse, repeat. So I just exited and re-entered to reset Black Tiger's position. I'm going to head straight for the door. And you don't need to fight Black Tiger. Really just get rid of those spider webs. So here we have an ink ribbon, a first aid spray, a blue herb in case you get poisoned. So here we can drop off the square crank. And we need to go back through, because remember we need to grab that flamethrower from 2 rooms previous in order to unlock the door for us to proceed. So here we're going to show off the power of the Magnum. 1 Magnum shot to our hunter friend. Does them in. Pick up the flamethrower. This acts as a weapon as well as a pseudo key of sorts. Again, the dodge Black Tiger. Then we're going to go to the other side of this hallway and place the flamethrower in its place to unlock the door. So here we'll need 2 inventory spaces free. So we need to do a little bit of inventory management. So we're going to need to take out the first Doom book from the item box. Keep the hex crank. And leave 2 slots open. So we're going to head and put that first aid spray away for use later and for safety. So, hex crank we have. We need the Doom book. And 2 inventory slots free, because we will be getting the second Doom book, and we will be getting the second Modisc. Now we can proceed. Having a tighter inventory with Chris, you really need to be conscious of having space and what you're carrying. Here we're going to use the hexagonal crank 3 different times to spin the wall so that we can gain access to a room that is on our left-hand side. Alright, now that that's done, we need to do the Indiana Jones sequence again. So, get close to the boulder, trigger it to roll. We're going to duck into the room on the left-hand side. Alright. Here we're going to move this statue 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4.5 times. About 4 1/4 or 4.5. Use the hexagonal crank. Moving it about 4 1/4 to 4.5 times allows us the hitbox to be overlapping with the wall, but then also leave the hitbox open so that we can still push it forward. Putting it on the pressure plate gives us the second Doom book. And by that fact, saves us an extra time using the hex to push the wall closed again. Go behind the boulder and get the second Modisc. And the 2 Doom books we need in order to exit the caves and enter the laboratory, the final section of the game. So on the closer one here, we need to use the second Doom book, which has the wolf metal. And we'll go ahead and place it in there. And on the far side, we're going to check the first Doom book, which will then give us the eagle metal and place it in the fountain there. Now the fountain is drained, we can go down into the laboratory. We're going to head down this ladder into B2 and go straight to the item box. Alright, so we're going to drop off the crank. We no longer need that. we can now grab the second Mo disc. And this loadout should be sufficient. Really don't need much more than that. We have 3 zombies in here. So got a little too close, my own hubris again. That one ended up tanking a headshot, so be mindful of that. I'm just going to use one of these green herbs just to top off our health. And we have a third zombie here. Again, 3 zombies in this scenario. 2 for Jill. And here we'll find the third Mo disc. Go down to B3, hang a left-hand turn, and go straight into this laboratory here. And we're going to use the computer. An orgy of evidence that this belongs to Umbrella. Alright, user login's going to be John. And the password's going to be Ada, A-D-A. Appreciate those 1996 operating systems. Okay. We're going to unlock B2. Password is mole, M-O-L-E. And here we want to unlock B3 as well. Because we will need access to that room to put in one of the Mo discs. So we're going to head back up to B2 now that we've unlocked that. Yeah, open up the panel there and press the button, which will shift a non-load-bearing column, allowing us to grab the laboratory key. Here, this particular path is a little bit more dangerous because it has 3 zombies in our way. So go ahead and take them out. Going the other way has us interact with 1 zombie. And our only use of the laboratory key, go ahead and discard it. Here we're going to do the first of 3 Mo disc entry. So you can do this now, or you can do this after we defeat the Tyrant. So in here, some extra shotgun shells to be safe. Similar to the room where we did the puzzle for the armor, where we had to push some statues over some grates, we have to do essentially the same thing. So cover the 2 grates with the boxes, and then subsequently push the stepladder in place. Although this one you have to be very, very careful, because if you indeed step on it, the button itself, or push an object, whether one of the boxes or stepladder on there, poisonous gas will fill the room. So here, again, we push the first box into place. Just trying to be mindful of our movements. Okay. Push the second one into place. I'm just going to swing around and push it slightly forward, again, just to make sure that it is covered. And that should be sufficient. And now we can push the stepladder into place. Yeah, just going to make sure. Okay. Push it just a hair too far. That should be fine. Alright, now we're good, no gas, so we did everything correctly. We're going to climb through the air shaft and use the first of the Mo discs. On the shelf, you have some Magnum rounds. So you're more than welcome to use those. Alright. 1 Mo disc down. This room will have 3 zombies. 2 of them sort of up close and personal. Go ahead and take any of them out as you deem wish. As we go into the engine room, we're going to have to go to the upper portion, or Chris's right. We need to power on this console. And be very, very careful of these chimeras. They're much more dangerous when they are on the ground, because they can jump on your back just like that. Very, very dangerous, like we said. I got very unlucky twice there. You head to the door. Now we have use a second Mo disc right here. So right then and there. Second one used, perfect. And it's easy to tell where they are because they're shadow. This is a little tough because again it got in front of me on the ground. Chris has a little harder time because there's 3 chimeras in this room. And then to the final engine room, go with this console and power on the elevator. Excellent. Now we retrace our steps through this tight corridor. Again, watch for the shadows on the floor. Here, we're going to head straight and then curve to the inner part to dodge the chimera, and then head straight for the door, and we're home free. In the first door here, we're going to go into the save room, and we're going to prepare for a boss fight to fight Tyrant. It's got a green herb there. We use to top ourselves off. Get some more Magnum rounds. We go into the item box. Take out the other Magnum rounds as well as the Magnum. Take a first aid spray for safety and the final Mo disc. Make sure you equip the Magnum, and that should be totally sufficient. Here we're gonna click on the elevator and begin a 5-minute long cutscene now.
Chris!
Rebecca, you're safe.
I saw you in the garden. I've caught up with you at last.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. Don't go out alone.
Yes, sir!
Rebecca shows up because again we saved her on the second venture through the mansion. And we're gonna meet an old friend.
Chris, as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella. And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent? And a traitor to the S.T.A.R.S?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. And now I'm prepared to face anything. Even getting rid of you vigilante S.T.A.R.S.
Now, the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the Tyrant virus. I lost some of my S.T.A.R.S team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico?
Really?
Yeah, like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move. If you do, I'll kill you. Chris, I have something to show you. Now, walk.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant. Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful. This is your savior? You say this failure is your savior?
You can make sure yourself whether Tyrant is a failure or not. Go to hell. Jill will join you too.
What?
Don't come this way! No!
You can't kill me.
So this fight is a lot easier with the Magnum. You have to re-equip it since Wesker disarmed you. 1, 2. 2 if you're lucky, you get critical, or 3. Should be fine. But again, a lot easier with the Magnum itself. So, unlock the door with the terminal, and you can leave.
Wow.
Ha! It seems like this bulletproof jacket is pretty strong.
I see.
How about Captain Wesker?
He is sleeping with the ultimate failure. Hurry up. I want to get out of here.
And Rebecca is fine.
Excuse me, Chris.
What, Rebecca?
I saw a research file in this lab. It said that a great deal of research on the Tyrant virus exists right here. We should blow this place up.
We are already into it over our heads. Rebecca, can you do it?
Yes, sir. I'll set off a triggering system for a bomb.
Okay. Now we have a chance to escape. See you outside the house.
And Rebecca will trigger the self-destruct. As soon as we go through this door, we're going to cut to the right-hand side. Thank you, Rebecca. Your chimeras, populating this square hallway. Here, cut around the corner, just keep going straight for those double doors. So we're going to use the last Mo disc and switch to our shotgun. There's going to be 4 zombies in here. You're going to be very, very careful because you can get stun locked almost indefinitely. So take this room very, very carefully. You don't want to come all this far and just get stun locked to infinity and beyond. Alright, last Mo disc in here. Alright, and now we can save Jill.
Jill, are you there?
Chris?
Jill, you're all right.
Yes. Wesker is here. He's...
Oh, I know. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Such a tender moment between Chris and Jill, but kind of ruined by Chris's goofiness at the end there. Okay, we're gonna get the get out of dodge. Okay. So turn immediately and head right for the stairs. We're going to have some zombies reappear in here. They end up getting spit on. Zombies that are close to stairs, or really railings, they tend to vomit more than they grab. It's a mechanism that is put into the game because if they grab you and sort of push you out of bounds past a railing, or into a staircase, you could potentially get soft locked. So it's something you'll see there, as well as in the mansion on the room adjacent to the second floor dining room. So So you have to make sure that you have at least one inventory slot free, because you need to pick up a series of items, the first being the battery. It's sort of a fail-safe to make sure you have space.
There is 3 minutes until explosion. I made it! I set off the triggering system to the bomb!
Let me take care of them. Chris, get in contact with Brad right away.
So we have space for the battery to put into the slot to use the elevator. When we get to the heliport, we will then pick up a flare and use to signal Brad. Having the Magnum equipped will be very helpful. So use the flare. And the final boss fight, Tyrant, having the Magnum equipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shots. Should help you trigger the next phase, in which Brad drops the rocket launcher. And dodge around him. Pick up the rocket launcher again with the 1 inventory slot full. Equip it, and go ahead and shoot him. And that has been Resident Evil Chris 100% / best ending. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. I had a blast making this. I hope you found this helpful and useful. My next goal with Resident Evil Chris would be a no damage run, as well as a proper speed run with a good time. So those should be forthcoming. You can find me streaming at twitch.tv/PrettyTony, where you can find some Resident Evil content, some Mario content, some Let's Plays, some speed runs, a little bit of everything. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out. But until next time, this has been PrettyTony, and I will catch you down the road. Peace.